Hello, and welcome to the Darby Creek Diaries. I'm Gail Thompson, and I am so thrilled that you stopped by for my stop at the Save the Crafty YouTuber hop. The times they are crazy, so crafting is what's going to keep us sane, or in my case, at least a little saner. I'd like to thank all of the sponsors for this hop because there is a drawing at every stop. And my stop is sponsored by Hero Arts. They're giving away a $25 gift card. All you need to do is comment below. And I also hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel, giving me a thumbs up, and checking out my playlist because I have dozens and dozens of different techniques to share with you. Today we are going to make a gift card pop-up holder by Hero Arts. They make it really easy with this new die. It's called the Present Gift Card Pop-Up Die. I'm also going to use some other products. The first thing we're going to do, I want to show you on white paper the card base. It's going to be half the long way of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And then you're not going to fold it like you would a normal card base. You're just going to mark off the 5.5 inch spot on either side because it'll mess up the pop-up mechanism if you fold the whole thing. So I just wanted to show it to you in white because it's easier to see. By the way, the supplies are all linked below, and I appreciate it when you use those links. I buy more stuff with it. So I'm just going to line the die up with those hash marks and run it through my Gemini Junior. And I realized that I used pretty thick paper for this, not the white one, but the one I'm going to show you. And I would suggest maybe doing an 80 pound because we double it up and it's easier to work with, but I'll show you later. On this sample, I'm folding up the pop out part. It's really, really easy to do. And you can see the side view there. And you'll just be able to slip that gift card in between the two little sides of the present. But you can see how if you would have folded it first, it would have messed up the mechanism. Now we're going to go to the actual card base. And this is Hero Arts pitch black paper. And it is well over 110 pounds. I don't know exactly how heavy, but it's heavier than 110 pounds. And it turns out that maybe that was just a little too thick, but that's what I had because I love their pitch black paper because it is the blackest paper I've ever seen. And then to dress it up, I'm using some Tonic gold foil paper and I just recut out the same die. And I'm just trimming off the edges so that I can put it on top of the die cut on the card base, or at least the interior of the card base. Now you're going to want to be careful where you glue it, so you don't glue it somehow all stuck together. The Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop is a celebration of card making video tutorials created by a group of talented crafters of all different styles. We're coming together to give our viewers a chance to discover other amazing card makers and help reach our monetization goals. All you have to do is watch, like the video, consider subscribing, and click the link in the video description below to hop to the next video. Let yourself be inspired. Don't forget to comment because we will be giving away a prize at every stop. Please indicate if you are located in the USA or international so that the prizes can be awarded appropriately, as some prizes, not all, have restrictions on them. And now I'm gluing down our pretty gold cover for our gift card holder and working the paper here, getting everything kind of loosened up. The more you work with it, the easier it is to work with. Now I thought, I probably ought to put some sort of sentiment on the inside. So I found this "You Are Awesome" stamp. It's an older Simon Says stamp. I think it's called Big Scripty Words or something like that. I'll look it up and have it below. Make sure you use your powder tool. And I'm going to stamp this with a Versamark. It's a sticky clear ink. And I'm going to emboss it in gold. And as I say every time I heat emboss, um, and by the way, I'm using a Misty, which is really, really helpful for stamping. I couldn't live without it. But anyway, I got into card making because of this. I'm using some Wow Fine Gold embossing powder. When I first saw this, and this was in the early 1990s, I was hooked. I just think it's magical that you can do something at home like this that looks professional. Although I don't want everything to look store-bought, but it's nice. Now I already did a card front using the Bubbles Bold background print from Hero Arts, but I'm going to trim it off a little bit, an inch or so down, and then I'm going to cut off around 3/4 of an inch, I want to say, a little bit thinner than the Thanks die cut that I also pre-made to save some time. Don't want to be a hot pog. And I'm going to line that all up on another piece of that gold foil. And it takes a little fiddling, and I do everything by gosh and by golly. I am not much of a measurer. I eyeball things, and sometimes it might be a little off, but to me, it's worth the risk because of the effort involved. So I just sort of move things around, and I just want to make sure I can at least attach the top and the bottom of that Thanks die, which happens to be Fancy Thanks from Altenew. And I didn't want that gold behind it because I felt that you couldn't see the Thanks very well. So I'm cutting down a piece of black cardstock to be just a little bit bigger than the piece I cut out. That way it'll cover over and I won't have any unseemly looking seam show. So now I'm actually going to put this together. I'm going to raise this up though with foam tape, but I'm using Simon Says Stamp foam tape, which doesn't have a whole lot of loft to it because this card is already going to be really thick, and I would probably mail it in a padded envelope. So this is how I'm putting everything together, lining it up. And I just want to make sure I have it straight. That is one thing I can't stand. And I'm pretty good at eyeballing straightness, but sometimes, and for this video, I wanted to, have it look good. So I'm just going to pop that foam tape on there and eyeball it. Sorry for my head getting in the way, but I did just get my roots done. So at least you're not looking at gray hair. And I'm going to plunk the other. I used the same fine detail Wow powder on the bubbles. I love that bubbles. I've used that on several cards. You're probably getting tired of it. So now I'm going to glue just the very top and bottom of this die cut that I have stacked up 3 pieces of the 3 Thanks on the black and then just used the gold on the top to give it a little lift as well. And I'm using art glitter glue, which is very strong, dries clear, and I just love it. I like having that needle tip, and I've got all kinds of adhesives, but this is the only one I've had that truly hasn't clogged. Now I'm centering it based on that long tail on the T. So the S and the T, that's where I'm looking, but I think maybe I would have shoved it over, but it was a little late. That glue dries really quickly. Now I am making the outside of the card base, and as I said, this is really thick cardstock, and I probably would use 80 pound from now on. But isn't it beautiful? It is the blackest black I have ever seen. I also would like to recommend that you visit a blog named Hero.com. It's a challenge blog sponsored by Hero Arts. I'm on the Facebook team, and we also have a Facebook page, a blog named Hero, and I hope you'll follow us there. And if you want to see some of my other projects and a lot of other really beautiful Hero Arts projects, please visit both places and follow them and be entered to win $25 gift cards every month for whatever the challenge is. Now it's time to carefully put together the outer and inner layers, and it takes a little bit of doing because the cardstock is kind of thick, but You want to make sure you don't glue anything down accidentally. It's real easy to do if the glue oozes. And I'm adding some foil Studio Caudia gems. Normally I would do this on the finished card, but I was waiting for the other to dry. So I'm just going to use that same art glitter glue and give it a good gluing, although it really doesn't take very much. I think I went a little overboard, and just eyeball it on there. And I take my bone folder and I flatten out the back there a little bit. I am slipping in my Starbucks card because I didn't have a pretty gift card to put in there. And there's our completed project. I hope you enjoyed this project and that you will come back and see me again, like and subscribe. All the details to the drawings and the next stop of the hop are in the description box below. And I hope that you are doing great during this wild time of, the coronavirus and all the scares that happen. But we're all going to get through this. Send somebody a card and make their day. Here's another project that I did using this same die and just making it a colorful birthday card. Thanks again to our sponsors. We love you all and I hope you support them. And once again, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing with your friends. And follow me on Instagram at Darby Creek Diaries. The webpage is darbycreekdiaries.com. And I'm going to leave a couple other videos that I think you'll be interested in. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.